I guess it's about time to also address this series. Now, InuYasha was extremely popular in the early 2000s, and given the fact I have an older sister, it was inevitable for me to have to confront myself with this title.
I want to be the kind of sister who trusts her brother's judgment.
Well, I guess it is a shonen after all, but it plays a lot like a shoujo, given its female main character and the romance angle of its story.
Get undressed. Ow!
You're such a pig.
It definitely is a more female-friendly experience, even though it does have plenty of fights and interesting characters. The accent of InuYasha wasn't its main draw. Maybe I should call it a love triangle, given Kagome's resemblance to Kikyo.
When I learned of the sacred jewel of the Four Souls, Kikyo held it in her protection.
At the beginning, it was merely a tool to confuse InuYasha and create a bit of tension with Kagome.
You look pretty dumb there, Kikyo.
Kikyo, whoever she is, she's not me.
But as the series progresses, Kikyo actually gets resurrected. And then there's also her relationship with Naraku and...
Can I ever truly forget Kikyo?
You see, this anime kind of plays more as a Korean drama than ongoing action shonen. Despite all that, InuYasha has plenty of awesome moments and memorable conflicts between characters, like his rivalry with his older brother, Sesshomaru, who is a complete fuckboy.
What are you, and how did you draw the sword?
Even as a younger man, I was impressed. I like Big Brother antagonist. It started with Hunter x Hunter, then every shonen at that time incorporated this gimmick. Itachi from Naruto is one of my favorite characters of all time, and I consider him to be the strongest shinobi in the series, even stronger than Madara.
Itachi Uchiha.
Also, Byakuya Kuchiki was an amazing main rival for Ichigo in Bleach, and their conflict made the anime the powerhouse of the late 2000s. So yeah, I like me some siblings drama, and Sesshomaru is calm, powerful, and proud of his abilities and lineage, just like Itachi and Byakuya.
You protect her, indulge her, even seem to love her.
It was fun at the beginning of the series, the Sesshomaru as the imminent obstacle. That until the show made Naraku the main bad, evil villain of the show. It was still very engaging to see them collect jewel shards and encounter all sorts of weird people along the way.
She wears a shard of the Shikon jewel, and it's huge.
Don't you even think about peeking at me.
My favorite couple from the show, however, is Miroku and Sango. Man, every shonen anime needs a pervert, and what better way to introduce one in feudal Japan setting than as a priest?
I was wrong. Kill him.
Yeah, man of faith can also be a man of culture. Miroku is rather a handsome young man to be a social pervert, but the show found a way to make him repulsive for certain women. Luckily for him, Sango seems to accept Miroku for who he is and appreciate his nice guy's personality.
Then do me this good turn, will you? I wish for you to bear me a son.
What can I say? He's one fortunate fellow. I mean, Sango is my wife from the series. Yeah, she keeps on bitching about her younger brother and can be a bit depressed from time to time. But have you seen that slim, tight body, man? That is art, if you know what I mean. I'm a sucker for pale, slender brunette girls, and InuYasha has two very delicious specimens for me to feast my eyes upon. Something I gotta address right now is a fan service.
Did you follow the deeper points of our conversation, you peeping toms?
Hell, yeah. Older anime had a way of objectifying their females, and there's no better example than InuYasha.
It was worth the pain. That was a wonderful sight we just saw.
There's so many damn instances when Kagome is taking a bath, and when Sango joined her team, we had both of them revealing their bodies to the audience. Granted, the anime is not an ecchi, so the accent does not fall on the titties and hips. The fan service is usually used for artistic purposes. We get exposition, sentimental stuff, and character development whenever we see a beautiful woman naked.
I figured it was the least I could do after what happened. So you broke the jewel?
As for Kagome, I really like her type. She's the spoiled, smart, and entitled shrine maiden archetype. She always reminded me of Rei Hino from Sailor Moon. I mean, even her personality is kinda match. Rei is driven, courageous, and proud, which is similar to the way Kagome reacts to her environment and the weird situation she has to overcome. Guess Rei's rivalry with Usagi ended in a victory, and she got to be the main character in InuYasha. I guess I should also address the titular character of the show, the presumed main character and hero of the story. InuYasha is a weird fellow for shonen anime. He kind of resembles the rebel bad boy archetype you get in a shoujo manga, and even his rivalities all center around Kagome and her problems.
You're only a human, so back off, shut up, and butt out.
But, what do you know? You're just a...
Not to say he ain't interesting, because he does have an intriguing backstory and compelling reasons for pursuing his desire. InuYasha also has many of the traits of a shonen protagonist by being driven and confident in his abilities. He also complains a lot and always seems to find a way to overcome unbeatable odds, either through luck or hidden inner powers. This whole anime was a weird experiment to have a shonen epic told through the perspective of a teenage girl in feudal Japan.
I'm Kagome Higurashi. I thought I was a normal girl, least till I fell in a well and came out in feudal Japan.
But it certainly worked really well, because InuYasha is regarded by many to be a storytelling masterpiece. If I were to make a story appeal to women, I would set it in modern times, because women have a lot more freedom and possibilities nowadays than in the past, and the show takes the bold decision of setting the majority of the story in a feudal fantasy Japan setting. Must be for the romance allure of the Middle Ages, when women got pregnant by the age of 12 and died working on the fields in their 30s. Well, they were smart enough not to incorporate such aspects of the past, and instead made this fantasy realm a bit more charming and deadly by the numerous mythical creatures and deities of Japanese folklore. I like how I made that deal with yokai, spirits, demons, and other supernatural stuff. Therefore, I was on board with this concept. Now the show starts with InuYasha trying to steal the secret jewel and being impaled on a tree by the high priestess Kikyo. She also seems to be on her period. I mean, she left quite a trail behind her. Back to the future. The face entries were presented with Kagome. She's the average age girl from Japan with a pretty face and a slender body. I guess she kinda has it easy. Her family is a bit eccentric. However, she seems to enjoy her shrine maiden life. Well, as she's not working as a sailor guardian, Kagome is busy getting ready for school. I'm not dropping it, guys. Rei Hino was also a shrine maiden. Her anime character actress was cast as Kagome.
Pretty rude, bunhead.
Bunhead, that's classic, and it fits you perfectly.
Anyhow, the action really starts when all of a sudden our female protagonist gets pulled into a well by some weird, creepy hands. This centipede demon-looking pervert woman wants to take the secret jewel from her, which for some reason was implemented in her body. Now, I may be a pervy man of culture, but I gotta say, this scene has some eerie tendencies. It also sets the atmosphere for a darker, rather mature experience. All of a sudden, our protagonist finds herself in feudal Japan. She's a bit confused and worried of her surroundings. This is also the first time we meet InuYasha, as he's impaled on a tree. The villagers are a bit wary of foreigners, and the high priestess even throws salt in her face. But her resemblance to Kikyo is what persuades Kaede to leave her alone. Long story short, Kagome releases InuYasha from his impalement to save her life from a demon. But wait, here's where the story gets a weird spin. It turns out InuYasha is actually a selfish troublemaker, and is after the jewel himself.
What? You mean he's not the hero?
I like how dumb and naive Kagome pretends to be. I mean, if she didn't have a pretty face, she'd be working on the rice field. InuYasha isn't impressed with her beauty, however, and is aggressively pursuing her for the jewel. You think the show has a plot device to nullify his threat? It just so happens Kaede has a spirit charm to keep InuYasha on a leash, literally. Since Inu means dog in Japanese, and he has dog ears, Kagome is treating him just like a dog.
Sit, boy!
When I saw this first as an insecure teenage boy, I was disgraced. Now as I'm a bit older, and into dominance and other kinky stuff, I kinda like how Kagome is teaching him respect and restraining his movements. Now it is clear that Kagome is a reincarnation of Kikyo, and as of now she has superpowers and a lot of talent. Even the villagers respect her and admire for simply existing.
Kikyo-sama's come back just as she left.
I gotta get out of here.
Kagome is kinda getting overpowered, and she is also receiving everything without even actually trying. Even thugs see her as their leader.
Sorry, boss. No good.
What did you just... I'm not your boss.
I do have to admire her imposing personality and the ability to stay calm under stress. Kagome is also a pretty decent swimmer. Yeah, she has some merits. I like her dynamic with InuYasha. He's such a tsundere, and she's having none of it. Also, this is the episode that sets our couple on a variety of side quests to receive the jewel. Yeah, Kagome shattered the most precious thing in the realm, and now our team has to collect all shards from various bandits and demons that might possess it. This is a rather promising and fun start for a series.
You're gonna catch cold if you go around half-dressed.
Don't do that!